So let's continue with Lesson 1, Part 2, Introduction to Quality Management System and Process Improvement and Quality Management System in the IT-BPM industry. So now I'm going to discuss to you the quality management system in the IT-BPM company. So we have the same objective, of course. So first is, these are the quality management system standard or recognition, some of which I have already mentioned. Most of this I already mentioned in our first lesson, except probably with PQA or the Philippine Quality Award. It is a government initiative that encourages the excellence in quality performance. It does not offer certification, but can recognize organization via PQA award on a yearly basis. So now we will discuss all of these 5 quality management system standard or recognition one by one. So first is ISO 9001-2008. So I think I already discussed this. So international, but we will elaborate it. So ISO was founded in 1947 and has since been published more than 19,000 international standards covering almost all aspects of technology and business, from food safety to computer and agricultural to even healthcare. The main goal of ISO is to ensure that product and service are safe, reliable, and of good quality. So Worldwide Federation of National Standard Bodies, and then publication as an international standard requires approved by at least 75% of the member bodies voting. So have you seen any posters, billboards, or even hear over the radio, television, or social media where in company claims that they are ISO certified? Have you? I'll give you one example in the locality. St. Paul University, Dumaguete. They actually have tarpaulins claiming that they are ISO certified. When you are ISO certified, you will always claim it. You will always post it and tell the world that you are providing quality product and at the same time reliable and safe product. That's why St. Paul University Dumaguete is posting it in their fences, in the front of their school. Another, you probably hear this over the radio in the local station, ACS, ISO certified, world-class quality. I think that's a tagline they always put on their advertisement on the radio every time the advertisement is done. They really put that because they want to tell the world that they are providing reliable and quality product. So that's ISO. So ISO can be used by any organization, large or small, regardless of its field of activity. And they have 8 principles. So we are going to discuss some of this, all of these principles. So first is customer focus. All organizations depend on their customers and therefore should understand current and future customer needs, should meet customer requirements, and strive to exceed customer expectation. So exceed customer expectation, not unlike when we look at something online and we expect it to be this beautiful, and then when the parcel arrives, we always post expectation versus reality, because what's reality, what we expect is not what comes into reality. So if you are ISO certified, you must exceed customer expectation, because here customer is the focus. And next is leadership. Leaders should establish unity of purpose and direction of the organization. They should create and maintain an environment in which people can become fully involved in achieving the organization's objective. So people involvement in decision making is vital also in leadership and in implementation of ISO. Next is involvement of people. So again, it's related to leadership. People at all levels are the essence of an organization, and their full involvement enables their abilities to be used for the organization's benefit. If you involve people, you might discover talents out from them, ideas out from them that can help your organization. So it's really, really important to let your people get involved, empower them. Process approach. A desired result is achieved more efficiently when activities and related resources are managed as a process. So process approach, um, we have already defined process, right? And business process for that matter. We can have a quality process if we make sure that whatever inputs in each level of the process is used efficiently and effectively to minimize wastage. Next is system approach to management. So identifying, understanding, and managing interrelated processes as a system contributes to the organization's effectiveness and efficiency in achieving its objectives. So it's not only important to know what is systems approach to management, but it is also important to apply what you know so that this principle will be appreciated by the organization, and of course it is a requirement to be ISO certified. Next, continuous improvement of the organization's overall performance should be a permanent objective of the organization. Permanent objective. So if you want to be in business for decades or millennia probably, make sure that you want to continually improve, because first, customer focus. If you will not improve or continue to improve, how can you exceed customer satisfaction? How can you give customers the wants and needs that they need, that they expect from you? So it's important that continual improvement is an overall objective also of the organization. Next is factual approach to decision making. This is effective decisions are based on the analysis of data and information. So if we make decisions, not only in being to have ISO certified company, but every time we make decisions, we do not make decisions based on hearsay, based on libak, based on chika from not reliable people, based from people who hates someone else's, or based from people who does not like someone else's, and you base your decision from that note only. Make sure that when you, especially if you are ISO certified, make sure that all decisions being made are based on facts. Okay? Not based on hearsays. Next is mutually beneficial supplier relationship. An organization and its supplier are interdependent, and a mutually beneficial relationship enhances the ability of both to create value. Why? If you do not have a mutual relationship with your suppliers, do you think you will have a quality output? So you have to create rapport with your suppliers. You have to choose suppliers who are providing quality as well. If your suppliers does not provide quality raw materials, then how can you make quality output? So it is beneficial. Actually, it is mutually beneficial to the supplier and you, because your supplier is a business. You are a business. If your supplier engage in malpractice or doing bad business, you are going to be affected. However, if you are also doing bad business, your supplier will also be affected, and the other vice versa. So it's important also. So that's on ISO. So let's continue. Next is COPC. So you can see there are 4 bullets here. First, 1 and 2, first and second bullet. In 1996, a group of companies who were utilizing the service of IT-BPM companies joined together to draft the first standard to measure the performance of the IT-BPM industry, or the IT-BPM company. So this started way back 1996. So Customer Operation Performance Center Incorporated, US based. That's why most of our BPOs are from the US, right? If you are working in one or you have friends in one. These call center users include companies such as Microsoft, Dell, Intel. These companies came together at the time because there was no widely used benchmark to highlight top performing call centers from their competitors. So Microsoft, Dell, and Intel converge and decide that we are going to make a standard of measure on what is quality output. So that's why they make this COPC. And then COPC has evolved and is already offering certification to different areas and functions in the IT-BPM industries, including vendor management and healthcare. So these 4, COPC Customer Service Provider Standard established in 1996, the COPC Vendor Management Organization Standard established in 2002, the COPC Outsourced Service Provider Standard established in 2011, and COPC Healthcare Service Provider Standard established in 2011 as well, are the certificate given to various contact centers who are engaging in different industry. Like if you're a vendor, if you are outsourcing, if you're in healthcare service, if you want to apply for or be recognized and certified having quality output, then you go to this organization, the COPC, and have a certification from them. But before you can have a certification from them, you need to improve your process and your paperworks and paper trails. It's a tough job, but it's gonna be worth it, because once you are COPC certified, one way or the other, you will attract more clientele. So the COPC Standard Committee, so original CSP standard developed in 1996, based on Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award Criteria and Framework. I will discuss Malcolm Baldrige during the last part. Standard Committee meets twice a year, and the entire COPC family of standard is reviewed annually. So their standard are reviewed annually. There may be standard that is still applicable now. There are also standard that is not anymore applicable now because technology has evolved, people has evolved, society has evolved, the business in that environment has evolved. What is true maybe during 1996, it's not anymore true now. So they will probably study whether such standard is still applicable now. If not, then probably they are going to edit it. So the first 2 bullet actually states that to achieve certification, companies are required to. So if you're going to have or want or desire to have a COPC, you are required to first implement high performance processes. Like I said, it's going to be a tedious process. Achieve a specific level of customer contact performance or sustained improvement. You have to have documents from this. As part of SMP 4, this was discussed that in every process, there should be documentation from input until output, because this data are going to be used or are going to be important data in not only in making decisions, but of course, when you apply for COPC. And then you have also to have a typical customer contact environment that would be appropriate for the COPC CSP standard, include customer service center and technical support centers. So you have to do that. And the key areas here are the key expectation that need to be met in order for a company to achieve COPC certification. So these are the key areas, the 5 key areas that you have to meet in order to have the certificate. COPC certification is especially useful in organization with multiple sites to ensure that the key processes are consistently deployed across all facilities. So businesses, offshore businesses, those who are engaging businesses to other countries that are miles apart or continents apart, this comes in handy. COPC comes in handy because ensures that processes are the same wherever, whatever country they are having business. Most IT-BPM operates in different geographical sites. So COPC, like I said, it comes in handy. The description of 4 critical work process that can be certified by COPC are quality, customer satisfaction. Guys, as you can hear me, it's almost always the same with ISO. Workforce management, so leadership, employee involvement, same. Recruiting, hiring, and training. So for quality, process that outlines the quality evaluation and analysis of customer interaction. Customer satisfaction, again, customer satisfaction. Process that outlines customer satisfaction or CSAT management. You have to exceed customer satisfaction. Workforce management, a process that outlines forecasting of customer demands and scheduling employees to support it. So during season like December or other seasons in where your clientele lives, you have to hire more so that to satisfy the customer, less queuing time. The recruiting, hiring, and training process that outlines how a company will acquire employee and develop them. So developing your employee is also part of COPC. And these are the key areas also, or the description for critical work processes that COPC certifies. And the key areas, balancing service and quality cost, setting high performance benchmark targets, using objective data to monitor objective data, not subjective data. Setting and striving for realistic goals. That's why before you make decisions, you have to base it on data, because how can you set a realistic goals if you don't have any reliable data as well? And consistently meeting performance requirement and client expectation. So you have to exceed customer satisfaction. The next is CMMI. I already defined this. So CMMI, identify your organization's process strengths and weaknesses. Make process change to turn weakness into strength. Oh, as you might probably compare this or have a similarity this to SWOT analysis. Make turning your weaknesses into strength. Applies to teamwork. CMMI applies to teamwork, group works, project, divisions, and even the entire organization. So there are 3 CMMI models: the CMMI ACQ, the CMMI SVC, CMMI DEV, so acquisition, service, and development. So the primary focus of CMI is to build tools to support improvement of processes, used to develop and sustain systems and products. So these are the description of the CMMI ACQ, the acquisition, service, and development. So CMMI for acquisition, it was released on November 2010. It addresses supply chain management, acquisition, and outsourcing processes in government and industry. So CMMI does not only focuses on the private institution, but it also includes the government, their processes and their system. CMMI for service, this was also released in 2010, addresses the guidance for delivering services within an organization and to external customers. So within the organization, services within the organization and to their external customer. Lastly, the CMMI for development, the same year and month of release. This addresses product and service development process. So CMMI, COPC, ISO, they always focus on improvement, process, change, and the likes. So you can only, if you can conclude it, you can only achieve quality if you're willing to change and improve. The same with life, the same with your existing life. Why is it that you study? Why did you go to school? Even if it is a trying times, it is pandemic. Why do you exert effort? Why? Because you want to change, because you want to improve, because you want to be quality, you want to become a quality output of the institution, you want to become a quality leaders in the future, you want to become a quality businessman or businesswoman in the future. But it does not, the road is not paved. It has a lot of bumps. You have to iron it out, because you can only achieve quality or even success if you have faced failure, or if you are only willing to change and improve. So let's continue with CMMI. So these are the CMMI maturity levels, of course. Initial, managed, and among other. CMMI is a process improvement approach that can be used to guide process improvement across a project, a division, or an entire organization. Processes are rated according to their maturity level. So level 1, so initial. Some of these are chaotic, ad hoc, individual, heroics. So the start point for use of a new or undocumented repeat process. So these are probably those processes in the organization that are not documented, and it is very, very chaotic. And then level 2, manage. So the process is at least documented sufficiently, such as process that are repeating. So steps may be attempted during this time. And then define, level 3, the process is defined, confirmed as a standard business process and decomposed to level 0, 1, and 2. So the latter being working instruction. So level 3, it is already a working instruction, work instruction. Fourth, manage, quantitatively manage. The process is quantitatively managed in accordance with agreed upon metrics, so documented. You can only quantify it if you have documented it. So naamoy ratings ani. Kung sa exam pa ni, naamoy scoring. So kung taas mo score, nagtuon siguro kag maayo, or wala ka nagtuon, maayo ka mo Google or maayo ka manuhid, naraana. But if you are really into quality output, you study hard. You don't rely on cheating or making things easier for you to get it. And then, of course, last level, optimizing. Process management includes deliberate process optimization and comes again improvement. So CMMI originated in software engineering but has been highly generalized over the years to embrace other areas of interest, such as development of hardware products. So technically, CMMI comes from a software engineering, but they have shifted and included also hardware. The delivery of all kinds of service and the acquisition of product and service. So over 20 years of ongoing work with the CMMI product team, members from industry, government, and the Software Engineering Institute are part of CMMI. Next is e-sourcing capability model for service providers, or ESCMSP. So this helps sourcing organization manage and reduce their risk, helps improve capability across the entire sourcing life cycle. So the e-sourcing capability model for service provider is a framework developed by ITSQC at Carnegie Mellon University. The ESCMSP is a best practice capability model with three purposes. They have three purposes. First purpose is to give IT-BPM companies guidance that will help them improve their capability across the sourcing life cycle. Again, improve. To provide clients with an objective means of evaluating the capability of service providers. And lastly, to offer IT-BPM companies a standard to use when differentiating themselves from competitors. ESCMSP is composed of 84 best practices. So they have 84 best practices. So the dimensions are sourcing life cycle, capability area, and capability level. So these are the levels. Level 1, company is able to provide basic support. Level 2, company establishes procedures to ensure targets set by the customer are met consistently. Somehow it's the same with CMMI, right? Pareha siya. But lahi po ng ilang goal. Pero the same goals nga, quality ragya po ng output. Level 3, company manages performance consistently across engagements, is able to ensure targets are met consistently across departments. Level 4, add value to the service they provide through continuous improvement. Again, continuous improvement. Words are just balik-balik, guys. Because this is the purpose of quality. You can never have quality unless you continually improve and change, and game-changing innovation. So level 4, it adds value through innovation, sustaining excellence and best-in-class performance. So over a period of at least 2 years, or 2 years ragani, but you can have more years in your sustained excellence. Lastly is PQA. PQA established a system. Actually, PQA is a Philippine Quality Award because there had been questions that why is it that we don't have one? So PQA was actually born. PQA establishes a system to evaluate quality standards. So this was created by Executive Order 448 in October 3, 1997 for former President Ramos, institutionalized through Republic Act. This is good 9013, 2001. So that's a different president already. Set a standard of excellence to a Filipino organization achieve world-class performance and serves as a template for competitiveness based on the principle of total quality management. So they still base it on TQM. And then base it comparably to Malcolm Baldrige Nationality Award of the US, those in Europe and Asia. So the PQA, these are the objectives of PQA. PQA establishes a system to evaluate and recognize Philippine organizations' quality and productivity. PQA's main objective is to help Filipino organizations achieve world-class performance. Companies who apply for the award will get a rigorous evaluation by an expert PQA panel of assessors using internationally recognized performance standard. So, internationally recognized performance standard, so that our business here in our country, if they want to go look, if they want to engage in global markets and expand their markets, they are at par with those with quality outside of this country, not only in this for this country. So their objectives are establish standards, promote global competitiveness by establishing organizational performance standards comparable with the globally recognized standards, and formulate assessment process, establish a national system of assessing quality and productivity performance, then recognize champions, recognize organization in both the private and public sector which excel in quality management and overall organizational performance, thus providing Philippine industry with benchmark and models to emulate. I think our school applied for this, and I think we are awarded with PQA. Oh, that's good. So there are levels of recognitions in the PQA. There are 4. So first is the Philippine Quality Award for Performance. Their exceptional management practices become benchmark and serve as a model for other organizations that are on similar journey to performance excellence. Organizations that have applied for but could not fully meet the requirement of the award for performance excellence may receive any of the following PQA. So the highest is the Philippine Quality Award for Performance Excellence. However, if some of the requirements are not met, so they can apply to these 3, the mastery, proficiency, and commitment. So recognition for mastery in quality management, the organization should have demonstrated superior result clearly linked to robust management systems. It should exhibit practices which other organization can learn from and should serve as a role model for other organizations in the Philippines. Or they can apply for recognition for proficiency in quality management. The organization should have demonstrated through implementing of quality and productivity management principles, significant progress in building sound and notable processes. It should have a documented and solid approach to system-level quality and productivity management, and has been implementing quality and productivity improvement plans and procedures. Or they may opt for the last one, recognition for commitment to quality management. The organization should have demonstrated its serious commitment to improvement in order to achieve quality excellence. It should have planted the seeds of quality and productivity and is working towards reaping long-term benefits of the effort. So if they fail on the first, they can apply for those mastery, proficiency, or commitment. But hopefully, when we apply, we qualify on the first. So the PQA criteria, as you can see, it is almost at par with that we have discussed. The 3, 4 we have discussed. So these are the key areas that will be evaluated for quality excellence when an organization is being assessed. Leadership capability of the organization. Are the leaders really leading or doing their job? Strategic planning framework that supports the long-term business direction of the organization. So what is the future plan of the organization? Not only its present strategy, but strategic plan. Whenever or if there are things that cannot be controlled outside the organizations, like pandemic or among other things that cannot be controlled. Customer and market focus, importance given to the customer requirements. Again, you have to exceed customer satisfaction. Information and analysis, ability to make decisions. Again, this one, ability to make decisions based on data and analysis. So you really have to make decisions based on data, not on hearsay. Tabi, og niingon si kuan og si kuan. Dili inana. Human resource focus, the organization's capability to manage its people. People involvement, employee involvement. This is important. Process management. A structure that supports quality management. And of course, lastly, business or organizational result. Evidence of excellent result. So what are the evidence of having an excellent result? We are in the academe, so we top in the board exam. We are known not only internationally, but we can be known nationally by various institutions that we provide quality products and service. So that's one thing. Those are things. And additional information. So additional information for you guys is the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award recognizes U.S. organizations in the business, healthcare, education, and nonprofit sector for performance excellence. So the award promotes awareness of performance excellence as an increasingly important element in competitiveness. Our PQA is somehow benchmark from this. Sharing of successful performance strategies and the benefit derived from using these strategies. So if you want to get this, you have to be a role model, organizations management that ensures continuous improvement. So balik-balik na yung continuous improvement. And delivering products and or services. So when you demonstrates efficient and effective operation, provides a way of engaging and responding to customer and other stakeholders. So these are the companies that have been or that has awarded with and recognized as a Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award are Nestle, Boeing, the makers of aircraft, Motorola, Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and FedEx. So these are US-based company that has been recognized by Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Awards. So, and then another additional information for you is TQM, which has been mentioned na sige, and it's mentioned also in your operations management because part of operations management is TQM and SMP 4 also. So a management approach that originated in the 1950s and has steadily become more popular since the early 1980s. Total quality is a description of the culture, attitude, and organization of a company that strives to provide customer with products and services that satisfy their needs. The culture requires quality in all aspects of the company, with processes being done right the first time and defects and waste eradicated from operations. To be successful implementing PQM, or an organization must concentrate on the 8 key elements: ethics, integrity, trust, training, teamwork, leadership, recognition, and communication. I'm not going to elaborate more on this because this has been repeated and has been thoroughly discussed in your operations management subject. So I guess that's all. Thank you and have a good day.